Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 8 of the Crossbar podcast. This is Yaz.
Brian.
CR7. Move on to news in the football world. Atletico Madrid have confirmed that Angel Correa and Simi Versalco have tested positive for coronavirus and will miss the game against Leipzig. That's two players, and their game is coming up. So it's kind of a curveball. Didn't see this coming. I thought they kind of had things settled down, but those two players will be missing that game. How do you guys see that going down? Do you think they'll be missing those two players, or they can move on and beat Leipzig without them?
It was Correa and who else?
Simi Versalco, he's the Croatian. He's the right back. He was on loan at Inter not too long ago.
Oh, okay. Well, I think Correa's probably going to be there.
Yeah, they do depend on him like as an attacking threat. But I still think they can beat Leipzig without the two of them.
I do too.
Yeah.
It's not like they're missing their best player. I think Korea didn't start for a lot of games last season. It was like a good backup.
Mm-hmm.
So
there's also a lot of rumors last summer that they were trying to get rid of him and he was going to go to AC Milan. So
yeah,
I think he'll move on anyway.
Yeah, I think they're still gonna do well.
All right, let's move on here. This is a cool one. We talked about this last week. Andrea Pirlo has been appointed as Juventus' new manager, according to Fabrizio Romano. It's only been, a week since he was appointed as the U23 coach, and now he's already head coach. That was pretty quick.
I think it was all planned.
I've actually heard that. Like, people are saying that.
Because, I don't know. Sarri didn't do quite well this season, and last game was just like the end point for him. And then Pirlo just a week before that last game, like being like the coach of the under-23 team, it's a little shady. So I don't know.
How do you think he's going to do, though?
I haven't seen him as a coach, so I don't know.
Yeah.
He's a smart guy, so.
I don't think he has any coaching experience, but he is a player that's known for having like a high IQ, like on the ball. So I'm sure that'll translate well.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's like he's the type of player, especially for midfield, who can see, the game very well.
Exactly.
So I think that could, be good, but not every good player translates to a good coach. So.
However, I saw somewhere that he's younger than Buffon. He's actually
by
he's like 39 and Buffon's 40.
Yeah, he's like 42 and Buffon's 43, something like that.
I think it's a 40 and 41 or something.
Yeah, that's interesting. But I do see him as a good coach.
He looks like a coach. Like he just looks like a coach.
I feel like Buffon could become his assistant like next season.
No, that would actually be pretty cool. Imagine winning the Champions League together as coaches. That'd be pretty dope. All right, let's move on. No, let's backtrack. Go ahead, spit it out.
Do you guys think that this decision is temporary, or is it like a confirmed long-term deal?
So Juventus did 2 summers ago spend a lot of money on Ronaldo. So like the whole team is built around Ronaldo. I'm sure the owners over there and Nedved and all of them got together and I'm sure they communicated with Ronaldo and said, listen, what do we need to get you to win the Champions League? Like what do you need? So I'm sure Ronaldo had some say in this, like, I need this type of manager, I need these type of players, like these assurances. And I guess they went out and got Pirlo. That's the guy that they wanted. So what was your question again? I forgot what the question was.
If it's long term or not.
Is it long term?
You know when like teams just assign their U23 coach for like what Arsenal did to the ball guy?
Like an interim coach?
Yeah.
I think it's really going to be dependent on how he does, to be honest.
Yeah. I think it's like a long-term project, but like if he shits the bed and they finish like 6th, then he's out of there. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know. It's weird because he has no coaching experience, so you don't really know like where to go with this.
Can be another Zidane, you know.
Oh yeah, true.
But
No, but
Zidane at least had like some coaching experience.
yeah, he had like academy experience. Like I don't think he has any.
Yeah. Zidane was in Castilla before.
Any closing thoughts?
I think it's going to be an interesting. It was. I mean, it was either appoint him, like appoint him, or appoint like someone like Pochettino. But in order to appoint someone like Pochettino, I imagine Pochettino wanted kind of like to rebuild, and I feel like they were maybe like we spent a lot of money to like rebuild right now, and rebuilding might be also like post Ronaldo. So it might not have been like what they wanted to do right now, but I think maybe like in a year or so, or depending on what happens, that will change their mind.
Okay, let's move on to some transfer news. Blaise Matuidi will move to David Beckham's Inter Miami, according to Fabrizio Romano. By the way, a lot of these are going to be linked to Fabrizio Romano. That guy is on top of his game. But yeah, Matuidi to Inter Miami. It seems I don't know if this is the big name, the player that Beckham wanted, but it's still something. You know what I mean? Do you think this guy will attract a big crowd, or is he just another European in the MLS?
How old is Matuidi? He's 33. Okay.
33.
So, yeah. So I mean, I think it's a good player.
I do.
He's pretty sure he's a World Cup winner.
Yeah, he won the World Cup 2018.
Yeah, World Cup winner. Has a lot of experience. I mean, 33. He still has like some legs, to like still move a little bit more. So that's not a bad player. I think it'd be good experience. Like you said, it's not like your all-star. It's not like a Suarez, but it could be maybe like the start of a project.
True. Maybe he'll drag in another player with him. Like, hey, come this way. I really like what they got going on over here.
Yeah,
it's interesting where they go with this.
I feel like Suarez could definitely be a really good player there.
Oh, if they decide to move on from Suarez, yeah, I could see that too. Any closing thoughts before we move on? Okay. So Liverpool have agreed to a deal to sign Olympiacos left back Kostas Tsimikas, according to Fabrizio Romano. This happened just recently, like maybe maybe 24 hours ago, maybe even a little bit less. But yeah, I actually watched him play because Olympiacos actually knocked out Arsenal out of the Europa League, and I remember seeing this skinny kid, young guy, left back. He was just tearing down our left flank, or their left flank, our right flank. Like, man, who is this guy? I don't know who this guy is, but he's definitely going to be in a bigger team, and little do we know he's in Liverpool.
Yeah. I haven't seen him play as much, but I do think. Hey, what's his position again?
Left back, actually. So he'll be challenging Robertson.
Gonna have a tough time, but it's definitely a good competition. He's pretty young, right?
Yeah, I think he's like 23, I want to say.
And also, Liverpool definitely needs like a good second XI, so I think that's gonna be a really good player for them. Just to play for FA Cup games or like.
Yeah.
For rotation, it'll be good too.
Yeah, 24, by the way. Yeah, I mean, it's always good to have healthy competition. It just forces Robertson to get better.
Yeah.
Who knows? He might even be better than Robertson, and you slide him in, and might be a surprise. But also you always need depth. So if Robertson were to go out, you have this guy you can rely on. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Liverpool's going to make any big signings. I think they're just going to do small things here and there, just little touch-ups. They might even go out and get a right back to kind of challenge Alexander-Arnold too, so he doesn't stay like complacent. I don't see them doing anything big.
Yeah, I don't think they need to do anything crazy. They just need to strengthen what they already have and have a deeper bench, because I think that's what sometimes they lack the time.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg has completed a transfer to Tottenham, according to Fabrizio Romano. Højbjerg from Southampton is heading to Tottenham.
I'm not too familiar with the player, so I can't really comment.
Same here.
I mean, he's a Southampton reject, so kind of weird why what's his name, Mourinho would want him, but who knows? Maybe it's
What
just
position?
I think he's a center mid. He's a midfielder. Let's see. Um, he's a midfielder and he's 25. He's Danish.
Interesting.
Yeah, he did play in Bayern at one point, but
They need as much as help they can get, so I guess it's a good signing.
all right. Let's move on to someone you guys do know. Villarreal have reached an agreement to sign Takefusa Kubo on loan from Real Madrid, according to Fabrizio Romano.
Good signing, man.
Yeah.
They're buying him?
No. Just on loan. No buyback option either.
Yeah, he's a really good player. He's a good youngster.
Yeah, he faced Real Madrid one game, and like a couple of weeks ago, or maybe like a month or two. But he like went around like Casemiro, almost went around Sergio Ramos, and
Yeah.
he was pretty good. He honestly, like, I don't want to say but he kind of reminds me of Messi a little bit, and like he's very good in really small and short spaces because he's not that tall himself, so he can maneuver himself very, very well.
They call him the Japanese Messi. That's his nickname.
Yeah, I mean he can. He has really good balance, and he can definitely maneuver himself very, very well. That's something I learned.
Yeah. It's gonna be an interesting move because now he's gonna be taking a bigger step. Because I mean, obviously Villarreal is a much better team than Majorca. I think they got relegated, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
They did, yeah. So now he's gonna be playing with better competition, like in training, and don't they usually fight for like Europa League, Champions League?
They do, yeah.
They
No,
do,
that was a very good team. I don't like.
so it's gonna be a little bit more pressure on him, but I think that's just the next step in this process. Kind of like how Odegaard, way back when they got him, he was in this smaller team, and then he ended up going to better and better and better team, and now he's at Sociedad and he's one of the best players in the league. So I think he'll be on loan a lot, but eventually he'll find his way.
Yeah, I agree. I think he has a really good future. So.
Same here.
Okay, let's move on to some transfer rumors. Edinson Cavani has agreed to a 3-year contract with Benfica worth 9 million euros a year, according to reports in Portugal. Again, these are just rumors, but those are reports coming out of Portugal that he's already come to an agreement with Benfica. So, do you think that's the right move for him?
I mean, I think he wanted to play in Europe for longer, so I think so.
I think I feel like he's gonna be the sub there because they have two really good strikers that are like top scorers of the league from Benfica. And it's gonna be a really hard competition, like knowing his age. But also, I think he knows that. That's why he's going to Benfica.
Yeah, I mean, Benfica, the league is not as strong as the French league, but I think he'll still do well.
Yeah.
I think it's a good signing, to be honest. Because I said, like I said, I think he wanted to stay in Europe. I don't think he wanted to leave Europe. So I think it's a good step where you can still are in Europe, but it's not, like you said, it's not as competitive.
Yeah, and plus,
I do want to see him in Leeds United though. But I don't.
I saw that rumor too. I thought maybe that might happen, but it was a bit of a reach because that is like a high-profile name for a team that just got promoted. And I mean, obviously he wasn't getting much playing time just because there's a lot of attackers on PSG now. But if he still wants to play on the national team, he needs to be playing consistently. And going to a team like Benfica, I think he'll be able to get those minutes. So it's just a good way for him to get noticed by the national team, and they keep counting on him.
And he's still in the Champions League, technically, right?
He goes first.
Oh yeah. He'll be playing Champions League football, I believe. if not Europa League.
Yeah.
Any closing thoughts before we move on?
Good signing.
Good.
All right, let's run it up. Okay, what do we have here? AS Roma have approached Barcelona about signing Samuel Umtiti on loan, according to Sport. Barcelona could accept the offer as they look to get him off their wage bill.
Wait, where?
Roma.
Interesting.
They said Smalling out, Umtiti in.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised there's not more teams linked with this guy. Like he is having like a rough season, but like 2-3 years ago he was top 4, top 5 defenders in the world. So
Would you like him in Arsenal?
yeah, yeah,
Adrian's like, why isn't Arsenal taking him?
yeah. No, I'm seriously. I'm like, why isn't Arsenal linked with this guy? Like this seems odd. Unless they see something that I don't see. Like I don't know, but Arsenal is linked with other people, so I'm not going to get into that right now. But I am confident what Arsenal is doing. But Roma, they keep getting these players, and then somehow they end up doing pretty well too. So I feel like Umtiti could do well here too.
I think it's gonna be a good move for him because now it's just a lot of criticism. Like if you go on Barca page, you see a lot of like Umtiti stuff, and also he probably is gonna not play as much, and knowing Longley and PK is gonna be there. So I think it's a good move for him. He can probably get his confidence back.
Yeah. I know Amir doesn't like him, so he said take him.
Yeah. When was it? Did he play in the World Cup or was he injured?
No, he did play.
He did play?
He did?
I think so.
No, I thought Longley played with Veron.
No, Longley. I don't even think Longley's been called up, or just recently he got called up.
I'm pretty sure he was playing.
Same thing with Laporte. Laporte hasn't been called up.
Let me see who's in the starting lineup for the for the World Cup final.
He did play?
Yeah.
Well, he's there celebrating, but was he on the field?
I mean, who else did they have? So I'm assuming
They had like a deal Rami.
he scored a goal. So
No. Yeah, he played in the starting lineup. Actually, yeah, he did. Umtiti. Yeah, he played.
Okay, because I think it might have been right after he had that really bad injury that kind of sidelined him for a while. And then right after that they got Longley, and I'm like, all right, Longley and Umtiti, they're both good players. I still thought Umtiti had the edge, but it seems like this season Longley just passed them, and there's no looking back. Yeah, kind of sucks because he is pretty good, but he could probably find his form again because the Italian league is obviously a little bit easier, and he'll be a really good player. His stock will go up. Let's move on. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, as Brian says, is set to sign a new 3-year contract at Arsenal, according to the Telegraph. He'll earn £250,000 a week. That's a lot.
Also, I just wanted to not to fully go back, but I looked up Umtiti's age, and he's only 26.
yeah.
Really? That's kind of young. I feel like he's been in that team like years now.
Yeah, he's pretty young.
That means he's been with them since he was like what, 22?
Yeah, like 21, 22.
That's crazy. Yeah, I'm surprised there's not more teams linked with this guy. Like he's still good. Should we just redo that last part and just add that in?
Umtiti, if you're still listening, go to Arsenal. AR7 wants you.
We're gonna cut this part out anyway. So
Yeah. All right. Cut everything up until when he says his age, and then after that, cut that out. And then, okay, here we go. So let's move on here. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is set to sign a new 3-year contract at Arsenal, according to the Telegraph. He'll earn £250,000 a week. That's a lot of money, but I think he's earned it. I really do think he's earned it. I said this before. I'll say it again. There's really no one on the team that's going to score the amount of goals that he has scored. and it seems like Lacazette might be on his way out to raise some funds. Um,
Oh,
I think this will make him the highest paid player on the team or close to it. I'm not sure what Ozil's wages are, but
is he gonna leave or is he gonna just stay in the team? Ozil?
Ozil, I don't think he's leaving. I think he's gonna like sit it out and just make money on the bench.
Yeah.
Kind of sucks, but hopefully this Aubameyang situation doesn't turn into an like Ozil's like in the future where his form just drops drastically in 2 or 3 years time, and then we're saying like, oh my god, when is this guy gonna leave?
Yeah.
But I don't think so. He hasn't really shown any signs of slowing down. He really does look like he can play until he's 34 and play at a high level. And a lot of the best strikers in the world are over 30. So I don't think we should be too worried about that. Ozil is a different situation, and I mean he's not doing anything wrong. Like he's still like he has a contract and he's following it, so you can't really complain there. But I mean it comes down to the ownership just giving him a deal like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad he's staying.
I think it's a good signing, the contract, and he as you said, a lot of good strikers are above 30. I remember when Ibrahimovic joined Man U, he was above 30, and he was one of the best players on the pitch.
Yeah. Lewandowski's above 30. Like I'll say, Suarez. There's Benzema. Is Benzema? No, Benzema's not 30, is he?
Pretty sure he's above 30.
Is he? Oh, probably 30. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he's 32.
Oh, 30. Yeah, Benzema. All right. This is an interesting one. Lazio are increasingly confident in reaching an agreement to sign David Silva from Man City, according to Sky in Italy.
Why?
Good signing, man.
You know,
He is old.
but
He's still good though. He's
still
probably
playing.
better than every single midfielder in that team.
I mean, so listen, they have two really good ones. They have Milinkovic Savic, who's been linked with Man U for some time.
Yeah.
And then they have Luis Alberto, who is a Liverpool flop, but he's doing really well in Italy. And then you add someone with a lot of experience, Champions League experience. That would just make their midfield even better. He's not a long-term solution, but like it fits their need now. Like if that's what they want to do, I think go for it. I mean, they have a goal scorer in Immobile. Just have someone keep feeding him balls, and he'll be in the Golden Boot race every year.
Yeah.
You also have to realize that David Silva was never really a pacey player. Like he's always been like kind of average pacey.
Yeah.
So he's never really been dependent on his
Just don't
pace.
want him to be another Ribery to Fiorentina. Like he was good for the first 2 games, and then afterwards he was bench.
Well,
I mean,
that's because
yeah, like Brian said, David Silva has never been someone who's relied on his pace.
Yeah.
He's just someone who like breaks the lines, like connection from the defense to the attack. So I think he'll be fine. And plus, the Italian league, the pace is way slower than the Prem. He can walk the pitch and he'll be fine.
Yeah.
like
What were you saying?
Ribery is very dependent on pace. That's kind of a big part of his game, right? Throughout his career, he was pacey and a very good dribbler. David Silva doesn't really need that. He can he can pick up pass wherever and he can really control the ball, but he doesn't fully need to like be running all over the place. He just needs to. He's very intelligent. He's kind of not exactly like a Cruz, but like Cruz himself is not fast, but he doesn't need to be fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just someone to break the lines. Let's move on here. Let's see. This is an interesting one. Werder Bremen are interested in signing Tahith Chong on loan from Manchester United, according to Bild. The 20-year-old is unlikely to break into the first team after signing a new contract with United in the spring. Yazdansky, the Don.
I don't know. We have so many good players for that position, and he played a few games in both FA Cup, the Europe, and the Prem. He wasn't as good as the other ones. So, is it a loan or a deal, like a buying deal?
Let me see. 1 second. On loan, on loan.
Yeah, I think it's a good move for him, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's definitely not gonna play in the first team or even like in the rotations because there are so many players in that position.
What is his position? Is he a winger?
Left wing, yeah.
Who would you compare his play to? Like, if you had to compare it to someone who's already established, like, oh, he could turn into this guy. Who do you think? Because I see him play and I can't get a read. Like, I don't know what he is. Maybe it's just the hair or something. I don't really know.
Honestly,
Like,
Lingard. I can compare him to Lingard.
oh, then yeah, let him go. Sell him right away.
Why are you buying him?
Wait, Lingard, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Um. Okay. Not.
He's a good player in FIFA 20 though. I don't know why.
Follow-up question, because this happens to every team. Every team, not every team, but a lot of the bigger clubs, right? There comes a point where not every academy player can make the first team, right? Like you have to move on from some. Like I've been thinking about this with Arsenal because there's like 5, 6, maybe 7 academy players trying to break into the first team, but at the end of the day, there's just not enough room for all of them. So you're gonna have to say goodbye to a few of them. Who do you think will be that player? Like obviously it happened to Pogba. Like he couldn't find playing time, and then he ended up being world class at Juventus.
Honestly, you know Gomez, the short guy.
Angel Gomes.
Yeah, Andrew Gomez.
Uh-huh.
He doesn't play that much. Not like I expected him to play more. He reminds me of Messi. I don't know why, but like he's short and he's very very skillful. So if they let him go, it might be a.
No, I think it is confirmed. I think he will be moving on. I don't think he'll. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Like it's happened to Arsenal with Serge Gnabry. Like it just happens. Like, but at the same time, I also think that if these young players, if they don't go out to like lesser teams and get that experience, I don't think they'll ever become that final product. Like I think they need to take that route to get there. Like if they're just gonna sit on the bench for years, I don't think they'll ever reach their maximum potential. Like you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like it's happened to Real Madrid. Like you can say Morata, it didn't work out with him, or you could probably think of a better example. I can't think off the top of my head, but it happens to
A
every
lot
team.
of them in Chelsea. Chelsea.
Yeah, Chelsea has a lot.
Chelsea exactly. Like you don't give them enough time, and then you end up regretting it in the future. And that's one of the things I'm worried about with Arsenal is like, do we really want to sell this young kid? Like, let's give him a time, like let him make his mistakes, but let's be confident that this is not our guy when we let him go.
That's why loaning is a great option.
Yeah, yeah.
Real Madrid does that pretty well, I think. They loan most players out, and then they make sure they're not good, and then they sell them. or if they're somewhat confident about their skills, they always have a buyback clause. So.
The thing is though, Real, since they're such a big team, when they have a lot of money, they can afford for the player's stock to drop. Like, oh, okay, I guess he's not what we thought it was, but we could have sold him at 40. We're going to have to sell him at 15. Like, we can afford to do that. If a team like, say, Arsenal gets an offer for 40 mil for Iwobi, you can go, bro. You're gone. We'll take that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the difference between Arsenal and Real. Like, Real can afford to let his stock drop. It's interesting. I something I always think about, like with these young players, and who makes it, and who doesn't, and what team made the right decision, and what team didn't.
Well, I thought for a while that Odegaard wasn't gonna make it. I thought he was just gonna flop. And then he went to Real Sociedad and he did really really well, and he started really showing like he deserved to come back, and I think he will at one point.
Yeah, he'll definitely be close to that first team next season. Let's move on. So now, we're going to cover the recaps. Man City versus Real Madrid ended 2-1 City, 4-2 aggregate. City advanced. Brian.
There's a lot to talk about, man. A lot to talk about.
Let's just hold a moment of silence real quick. Go ahead, man. I know you have a lot of interest. Go ahead, just say it.
Honestly,
Where do you want to start? Just throw out a topic. Like, which fuck up do you want to talk about?
I mean, look, I'm not gonna put. I know everyone wants to attack Braun, but I'm not gonna attack him. He had a bad game. He had a really bad game, but he had a bad game.
It just sucks because this is probably the most boring game of the season.
He just had.
Chose a bad day to have a bad day.
Yeah, I mean, he chose it wasn't his best game, but the thing is, like, he doesn't do this on a regular basis, right? This was literally just I've never seen him play this bad.
It's a little hiccup. That is not him. That is not him at all.
It's not him, and it looked like he was a shit defender the whole game because when you came in, people were like, Militao was like the one everyone was focusing on, right? It's like, is he gonna screw up?
Yeah.
I said before, I was like, I'm actually not that worried about Militao. Militao is actually kind of pretty decent. If on his day he's pretty good, and he performed well. He didn't really have any mistakes. He did his job. He did it well. I didn't see Varane making these mistakes because he never does. So it was very unexpected. I think a big part was Varane isn't the type to play out of the back, and we saw that. I think he leaves that to Ramos. Ramos is a much better distributor than him, and Varane is pretty calm on the ball, but he's not a distributor, and I think this specific situation just didn't play against what Real Madrid does well, especially without Ramos, because Ramos is that distributor. But look, he's won us like 4 or 5 Champions Leagues. I'm gonna give him a break.
4, just 4 Champions.
Four Champions League. It's pretty good, and countless La Liga titles. He's okay.
Can you edit that part out? Yes. So we can also talk about Hazard being the ghost. It wasn't really Casemiro's best game. Also, we can talk about how Pep just outclassed Zidane on the pitch, like tactically. Man City were ping.
I to an extent, yes, but Man City themselves, like, yes, they pressured well, but defensively they weren't that good. Like Benzema had caused disturbance, and if honestly, kind of to your point, if we had a better left winger, if he started Vinicius, you know how much. Like I feel like City were pretty shaky. Like you could tell that they had a flaw in them. They had a mistake in them, and Benzema definitely showed that they had a mistake in them. The thing is that Hazard didn't do much to pull that mistake out of them.
Yeah, no, like you said, it was there for the taking, and Zidane went with someone who went ghost mode when he could have put in. Even Mariano would have been a bigger threat, or Vinicius, or like Rodrigo was destroying Cancelo. Cancelo couldn't stand with Rodrigo. Rodrigo 1v1 versus Cancelo every time, and he knew that. I don't know. I think it was too little, too late when he put in the subs. Like if he had done it sooner, maybe it would have been a bigger threat. But
I think
it was there for the taking, and they didn't really take advantage of that.
And I was mad because I specifically said, put Vinicius in and put in Isco. Those were the 2 instructions I gave him. And he didn't do it.
I have 2 points to mention. One, why did they start so shaky, Real Madrid? They were so stressed. They were all just passing the ball in their half, and it was so shaky, and they scored.
Pep did a really good job of pressing. You saw right at the moment, everyone just.
The second one is that they were behind, but I didn't see any passion or any energy in the attacking, Real Madrid attacking. Whenever there was especially the second half, I didn't see Benzema or anyone in the Man City half attacking. It was just okay, whatever, we're losing,
Yeah.
I thought Benzema did actually the best job out of pretty much any player there.
Yeah,
I
he
think a
was the
big
only
part
one
of
I
it was
saw
Ramos.
in Man City's half, like actually fighting.
I think a big part was Ramos because Ramos is literally like if you watch a Real Madrid game, Ramos is literally the one going, "Go up." He's like screaming and like he's like the leader behind that team. He sees everything.
That's what happened when you depend on one player like Barca and Messi or Real Madrid. And,
We don't depend on Ramos, but
I
that's
feel
just a
like you
quality
depend
Ramos.
on his leadership.
Yes,
Yeah,
leadership
to
is
an
important,
extent, yeah.
but a lot of players have a really good leadership player.
It, yeah, no, I mean, tough game, man. Really. Wait, what was your second point? I was gonna say something off your second point.
Like attacking, I didn't see any
Oh yeah, the urgency. The urgency just wasn't there towards the end. It almost seemed like they accepted defeat, and there was still maybe like 15 minutes left in the game, and they were like, "Ah, it is what it is." Also, what are your thoughts on Pep and Zidane after the game, sitting there
They were
for like
chatting it up.
15 minutes chatting up? Interesting. Zidane to
what
Juventus.
language they talked in.
I actually think about that too. I'm sure it was Spanish.
Yeah.
It's probably Spanish or English. They were probably just like, so do you want to count the our trophies? And then he's like, okay.
They're like, you gonna get late tonight? Like,
All right, let's cut that part out.
Yeah, no, that was a good game. The funny part is, I just want to add this: like the Real Madrid that played back in February when the first leg was, it's not the same Real Madrid that is in form right now. So it was a kind of a shock that they started so flat-footed. I really thought they would make like a comeback or something.
Yeah,
My team would never.
I think Zidane just expected something from Hazard, and it just didn't come, man.
Dude, it sucks that you owe me so many dinners now.
Wait, what?
And ice cream. He said dinners. We can talk about.
Yeah, said that he's gonna bet against with Barcelona against Bayern, and I told him,
I'm still thinking about it.
All right, let's move on to the next one. We have Juventus versus Lyon. It ended 2-1 Juventus. It was 2-2 aggregate, and Lyon advanced on away goals. My guys.
I'm sorry to all of the Lyon fans here, but I feel like they're gonna get fucked against Man City.
They are gonna get.
Okay, so I kind of like how they advanced, just because you always like to see that like really like low key team that goes far, like Monaco and Ajax and whoever else has done in the past. Like, are they gonna be this team? Is this just the first step?
I don't
or no?
They finished like 6th or 7th in La Liga in the
First league, right?
Yeah, it's not even a competitive league. Honestly, I just think I really don't think that. I think Lyon obviously deserves credit.
Yeah.
I don't want to discredit what they did, but Juventus is just shite.
Did Lyon win this game, or did Juventus just lose it? And there's a difference. You know what I'm saying? Like, did Juventus give it to them, or did Lyon take it? Which way do you think?
I think Juventus give it to them.
Yeah.
You think Juventus? Yeah. Interesting.
Like we were talking about this the other day, and Juventus has so many players, and they're not, honestly, they're not even that unathletic, but they just seem slow.
Yeah, it's like frustrating, dude.
Yeah,
Like, put me out there.
I don't know. Something
I
about
was watching Inter's game today, and comparing Inter to Juve is just Inter is like more like faster team, like more passionate when they're playing.
Yeah.
And like Juve just like whatever, like, yeah, and they still won this like Serie A, but I don't know. As Brian said, they have so many good players, but not a good team.
honestly.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I was gonna say that they have a lot of like. I don't know what to say. Like, they don't really have like players that complement the team. They just have a lot of like
Names.
Yeah, like big names, like or like unwanted players, or I don't know what it is, but they just gotta like just instead of buying players, they just gotta release a
I
lot
think
of
they
them.
might do because they get a lot of players on free transfers. Like,
Well, yeah, financially it helps them, but it's not helping them in terms of like Aaron Ramsey. That whole signing just didn't make any sense.
So random, yeah.
They're already trying to get rid of him. Like he's not someone that really complements Ronaldo and and plus Dybala and Ronaldo. Like I know they won the Serie A, but like they don't. I don't know if that
No,
partnership.
they're actually not that bad together. They're actually pretty good. I think Ronaldo and Dybala actually have a good partnership. I think it's more of what you guys are saying. It's like they're just picking up players that are big names and they're free
Yeah,
transfers, but they don't bring them for a purpose. Like it's not
yeah,
because they fit in the team or they identify with the team. They just kind of buy them.
yeah. They. I mean, if they have a young core, they have Arthur, they have Dybala, Delete. They have like a backbone, kinda. Um,
which I
I don't know.
think is a flop.
Let's see what Pirlo can do. I'm actually really excited about that because this guy has no experience and he's got a team that's kind of broken right now. So let's see if he can fix it.
They also need to just take out players that they don't want to take out. Like Higuain, just take them out, man.
Oh yeah. Like you can go, dude.
Yeah, I think that's a big part why they're so sluggish because like their forwards are just so slow.
He is exactly like he is. He is Juventus. Like if Juventus were a player, it'd be Higuain.
Yeah, what is?
He's so slow, no pace, no urgency. Like you wouldn't care less if they lost the game. Um,
And even like I feel like yes, Cellini and like Bonucci are good players, but I feel like some of them are past their prime, and they just need to get new players and just be like, all right, we're moving on. Like I understand you guys were great and you guys were like some of the best defenders ever in your primes, but let's just move on and like.
Dude, Buffon is like 41 and he just got a new contract.
Just move on. Just like you guys are too sluggish. Like you need a new identity.
Dude, I feel like he's gonna stay until he gets the UCL trophy.
He's gonna be 73 and a backup goalkeeper, and they're gonna lift up the trophy. They have problems like letting go of players. Like after a certain point, the player has to understand that he's more of a burden than he is helping the team. Like kind of when Iker Casillas decided to move on and go to Porto, like he knew it was the best decision for the team and for him personally. Or Xavi and Barcelona, like it was just mutual. It's just good to part ways. They have been clinging on to each other for the longest time, and I don't think they'll ever let go. Like after a certain point, it just makes sense to part ways and start a new challenge.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, let's move on to the next one. Barcelona versus Napoli. Final score was 3-1 Barcelona, and it was 4-2 aggregate. Barcelona advanced.
Dude,
Napoli were shite, man.
It was like tough watching them play.
The first maybe 5 to 10 minutes were like, okay, maybe Napoli has a comeback in them, and then the other 80 minutes was just all Barca.
Actually, the last 5 after those 2 subs that Gattuso did, Lorenzo and Milik, I think they actually did get better.
Okay, yeah.
And they scored a goal too, but it wasn't offside goal. But again, the whole game it was just what.
Yeah.
I was looking at Mertens, Insigne, and Callejon, and they've had a pretty good reputation together, like just being like fast-paced players who can create. They just looked average.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Dude, Messi's goal. That was a fire goal.
The one he took on like 7 or 8 players by himself.
That was one of the best ones this season.
Like Messi, not Messi. Barca and Juve are kind of both in similar situations where they kind of have like players that you don't really need, like Rakitic or Vidal or Braithwaite, that guy they signed. Like, but it's not as bad as Juventus. Juventus have like 40-year-olds still on the team. Barca has a similar situation, but it's not as extreme. Like it's an easy fix. Just get rid of these guys and bring in younger players. But but they play together. Like they move the ball side to side. And then Messi is Messi. You can't forget about him. Like when you think he's done and you have him defended, score the goal. For that very reason, I say do not sleep on Barca. Like the final score could be like 1-1, heading into like the 90th minute, and then Messi just lets the world know like who's Messi. You know what I'm saying? Like this is me, man. Like there's a reason why I have 4, 5, 6 Ballon d'Ors.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't count them out. But they're not.
Adrian just indirectly bet with you, by the way.
I'm down, man.
Dude, no, you should contact Amir and let me contact him right now.
Just FaceTime.
This is a Crossbar podcast exclusive right here. What we're doing. Let's see.
Wait, he's sleeping. No, he's like it's 8:17.
4:45.
Yeah, he's not gonna pick up.
Dude, you don't know him like I know him. Look, it's connecting. Oh no, it's just contacting. I can't read. All right, yeah, no, don't sleep on Barca, but Bayern is the most complete team in the world right now. I will say that. Other than Liverpool. Liverpool is pretty complete too. Just a shame they're not in it.
I honestly, I mean, we'll get to this actually later.
So any closing thoughts on the Barca and Napoli game?
No, I mean, Napoli wasn't very convincing to me, and just I don't know.
You look sad. You really wanted Barca to lose.
I did want them to lose, but then I'm looking at Napoli and I'm like, well, this is a shite team, man.
Yeah. Even Koulibaly, who they kind of rely on to be like a rock in the defense, had a few mess ups during the game. Yeah, let's move on. Bayern versus Chelsea. 4-1 Bayern was the final score, and Bayern advanced 7-1 aggregate.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean,
Bayern and London teams, man.
Yeah, Spurs, Chelsea, like
Arsenal.
Arsenal. But I do want to say, I think this Chelsea one was worse than Arsenal. I know the final score. No, listen. No, hear me out. Aggregate, it was 7-1, right? Aggregate for Arsenal was 10-2. That means no, listen. That means for
Wait, you think that was better?
Yeah, no, I'll explain. That means that for every goal that a London team scored, in this case Chelsea, Bayern would score 7. For every goal that Arsenal scored, it was 5 goals. So it was a better ratio. You know what I'm saying?
Can you divide it by 2? 10 divided by 2 is 5. 7 divided by 1 is 7.
Yeah, so 5 goals to 7. You tell me. North London is red. You tell me.
That's so sad.
I know. Can you edit that part out? I'm about to lose followers. Shit. Okay, yeah, no, okay, from the beginning, what was the first leg? Was what, 3-0?
3-0, yeah.
Yeah, you knew coming into the second leg, Chelsea had no chance.
Yes, Bayern outplayed Chelsea clearly, but Chelsea did have a couple of really good chances, and some of them were just disallowed. And I don't know if you guys saw like the highlights or even the game, but I thought Chelsea like played a little better than the end result listed, I guess.
Yeah.
But that being said, there was a clear gap in talent, and
yeah,
I think it's it's clear that Chelsea needed the players that they've signed, and their objective was to get top 4. Their objective was not to win the Champions League because they just don't have the team to do it. You can't face a Bayern Munich and expect that team to beat them.
Yeah. I'm gonna add 2 things. First thing is, like you said, the talent level between the players that Chelsea have. I'm sorry, Chelsea's down here. Bayern have, like Kovacic, who's normally one of the best players on the pitch when he's playing in the Prem. really tough game, losing the ball, losing possession of the ball in dangerous positions a lot. Uh, like there's Bayern is flat out better, and obviously Lampard has some areas to address. Second thing I want to add is I know they've been linked with Havertz a lot, and it seems like that deal might go through. But I was watching his Europa League game today. They were playing against Inter. It was Leverkusen Inter, and I know he scored, right? But like they needed one more goal to get into the game, and I don't know, he just doesn't seem. I feel like he might be a bit overrated. I don't want to judge it off one game. I know it's just I watched like a small portion of the game, but from what I saw, he doesn't like. What exactly is it that Chelsea sees that they want to spend over 100? How much is it? Like 80, 90, 100? Yeah, like is this the kid that like what does he do that Mason Mount can't do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do they really need to go and spend all that money?
Sometimes I think rumors make someone so big. Like I think that same thing happened to De Ligt and De Jong 2 years ago, and they were like, yeah, De Jong is like the best midfielder and like in the world. Barca is gonna be like superb, but like he joined Barca and it wasn't anything crazy in my opinion. Yes, he's a good player, but like it wasn't anything like, you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
like
like the
same thing with Delic. Like honestly, I think it was a bluff, but like if they paid so much for it.
Yeah,
yes. Can you get closer to your mic?
Sure.
I think he's just using the computer audio. Yeah, no, it's like you said, hype kind of like builds these players up and to be something that they're really not. Yeah, like honestly, I feel like Mason Mount could do what he does, and he already knows the system. He knows the way Lampard wants to play. I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't judge him before he comes. Like you said, it was kind of a small snip.
Yeah.
I think if once he has better players around him, he'll in a better system. I think you could probably see it because I've seen some of his videos, and obviously they are videos, so they are like essentially highlights. But he seems really talented.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He's also not only joined to Chelsea, there are also other teams wanting, so it's not like a confirmed Chelsea.
Wait, what did you say?
He's also like linked to other teams besides Chelsea, so it's not like a confirmed Chelsea.
What other team? I think because I've been hearing and that like
Chelsea's the main team.
Yeah, what other team has he been linked to? I haven't heard any other team. Man U.
He is, but like it's definitely not as strong as Chelsea.
The Man U has been strong linked to Jadon Sancho, and actually,
they're pretty close.
It is close, but at the same time, there's been like a bump in the road where one of the Dortmund coaches went out and said that Sancho is our player and he'll be our player next season as we count on him, and like our plans for next season are based around Sancho, and like so that statement came out, and then it kind of seemed like maybe the talks for Sancho to Man United had kind of cooled down a little bit, but I don't know. That could just be all talk, and maybe they do have something in agreement. But the way they played today, the way Man U played today, Martial, Rashford, Bruno creating. Who did they have on the right? Was it Greenwood?
Greenwood, yeah.
Didn't they take him out at one point? Who did they?
What?
Who did they put in for Greenwood? I thought didn't they take him out? Or did he play the whole game? I thought they took him out. Oh, Juan Mata. They put Juan Mata, I believe.
Yeah, the second one.
Yeah, so now that we kind of have a better picture of what the Champions League is looking like, let's go ahead and just make our predictions. We know Leipzig, Atletico Madrid. That's going to be happening this week. Who do you guys have on that one?
Atletico.
Keep in mind the 2 confirmed coronavirus tests.
Atletico.
Yeah.
Atletico. Okay, I'm going to say Atletico too. I still think they have enough to beat Leipzig. Plus, if the whole Werner situation, if he's no longer linked to the team and he's completely a Chelsea player, then I'm going to for sure say Atletico. Atalanta PSG. I believe that's also this week.
Still say Atlanta.
Same here.
I'm gonna say PSG. I'm gonna say PSG. That's actually a game I'd be willing to bet on. By the way, like that's a game. No,
It's a
seriously.
risky one for us.
Yeah, bet with yes.
And actually, one of their best players, Ilicic, I think his name is, on Atalanta. I don't think he'll be able to play for personal reasons. Like, I think someone in his family is sick or is having.
No. I think his wife cheated on him or something like that.
Oh wait, no, that's what it was. yeah. Wait, what's up with that? Can we talk about that for a sec? I'm gonna find that.
What's your name?
His like wife cheated on him, and then he's like feeling really, really sad, and which is understandable.
I shouldn't be laughing.
But no, I mean it's kind of fucked up. But yeah. So I mean it's understandable, but yeah, I think he just needs some emotional support.
Dude, he should join the pod. We can cheer him up. I thought it was like his wife was dying or something.
No. Wife just found. I think he like went away in some games and. He, like,
it doesn't say here, but I think you're right. I remember hearing something about that. City versus Lyon. Do you think Lyon can get past City or what?
Nope. I honestly don't think Man City is the type to. If they see room, they're gonna exploit it. They're not gonna be like Juventus. And honestly, I remember we actually watched Lyon versus Barca last year.
Like,
A lot.
Yeah,
They got stretched and they got really punished.
You talking about last season when we went to watch him play?
Yeah.
Now in Barcelona with the beautiful weather. You talking about that? Oh yeah. No, I mean a lot of their players did well, not a lot, but like key players like Mendy and Ndombele did move on, but it's still largely the same team. Like the core, Memphis Depay, the defender. They have Bruno Guimaraes, a Brazilian guy.
I think do they have Fakir or no?
No, he.
who?
Fakir?
Actually, no. Maybe they did. I think they did. They did.
No.
Yes,
Fakir is in the. Take off Fakir, right?
He's in Betis right now, but I remember.
No, they're talking about last season.
Oh yeah, he was.
Yeah. I actually think they had a better team last year, and they really got fucked last year. But I don't think they really beat Man City.
Honestly, since it's only one game, I feel like they're gonna just park the bus and just rely on counterattacks. But I don't think they have a.
I don't think their defense is that good.
They just have the tie, and I don't think it's gonna do a lot of damage.
Yeah, I'm gonna say City. Like Guardiola is so committed. I mean, he hasn't won a trophy this season. I don't think so, right?
Yeah.
I don't think they have won any trophy. So
I don't think so.
And he hasn't won the Champions League since 2011, I believe. So he's just dying to get his hands on it. Obviously, now that we know it's Barcelona, and we were confident it was going to be Bayern. Bayern versus Barca. Sorry, is there something you want to say, Ryan? Something you want to add?
No.
And obviously, the next game is going to be the Barca Bayern. That's going to be a good one. That could be a final, honestly. Who do you guys believe will go through there?
Bayern is definitely winning this 100%.
Ooh, 100%?
Yeah. I honestly don't really see Barca. I mean, they have Messi. Yes. That's a big factor, but as a team, they're just not there compared to Bayern. Like Bayern these past couple games, they're just scary.
Yeah, I know, really.
Like
really scary.
Like they can come from anywhere. Like Davies, they have Gnabry, even who's their left winger?
Coleman?
No, Perisic. Even Perisic has been doing well.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Lewandowski. I mean,
too much. Like
image
on the wings. Like, do you think an aging Jordi Alba can keep up with the pace that those attackers have? I don't really think so. And then you have, like, they don't even know what they have at right back. It's sometimes Roberto, sometimes it's Semedo. Like, they're not too confident in that position.
Semedo played really well in the game against Napoli, though.
He did, actually. I was gonna mention that too. But they still played Roberto, but they had him in a more central role. Can those players keep up with the pace that they have on the wings? I don't know. I don't think so. Bayern is really strong.
Can Barca's defense just like even their center backs keep up with Lewandowski? That's the question. And Mueller just tucking in from behind. He tucks in and he can shoot.
There's too many. Yeah, there's too many players that you have to keep an eye on. I think Barca will be the team like parking the bus. As weird as that sounds.
Dude, but again, it's only one game. And
Again, yeah.
if
But Barca
like to park the bus and just Messi finds a way and score.
Barca relies on controlling the game, and I just don't think this game is going to be controllable for Barca, to be honest.
That happens in the midfield. That means that whatever midfield trio, De Jong, Busquets, Rakitic, whoever they decide to go with, can they control the tempo and play at the speed that they want to play, or will Bayern play at the fast pace that they want to play? Whoever can control the tempo of this game, I believe will be the because Bayern cannot play tiki taka like hold back. You know what I mean? Like they have to be moving. You know that's how the German league is too. They just back and forth. If Barca can control it, which I don't know, whoever can win in that midfield battle, that's going to be a key factor.
I've seen Bayern on counterattacks, and that's where they get you. They are scary. They can move very quickly from a defensive position to an attacking position, and they have the pace to exploit you, and they have the finishers to finish.
Honestly, I think whoever wins this game is gonna win the cup.
Yeah, probably.
Wait,
Well, I guess the City is there too.
City is still there. Honestly, on the other side, you have like PSG and Atletico, but on this side, this is the heavy side. Like I think whoever comes out of this pot.
I don't think Barca can beat Man City, to be honest. Even if they advance, I don't think they're gonna beat Man City.
Wait. Going back to Barca Bayern, let's flip it the other way now. Can the Bayern defense keep up with Messi? You think that's possible?
Yes.
You think
Back to 2015.
or Nicholas Sewell or whoever they decide to go with in the back?
They're gonna play Davies, who is fast, Alaba, who's fast, Boateng, who's not as fast as he was, but he's actually been playing pretty decent lately.
Experience, leadership. He's someone. It's good to have him back there.
Kimmich is pretty decent.
Kimmich, what I like about Kimmich, he has that fire. He has that like McTominay, like grit, like that Kieran Tierney, like I don't know. I just want to play Warzone right now, but like they got that. They just want to like, you know what I mean? Like
I think the thing about Kimmich
in downtown kind of thing.
Yeah, like 8 kills, like kill streak. You know what I'm saying?
I think about Kimmich is that, defensively he's like decent. Nothing crazy, but he's a very smart player, and I think that's because he's a midfielder, right? And he kind of reminds me of a Lam, kind of, without like being as good defensively, but he's as like he has a mentality, and going forward he's better than I would say than Lam, because he can finish. He has a really good shot, actually, like a pretty decent shot, at least for his position.
It's gonna be going. I'm excited. So the games are this week, right? Wednesday and Thursday?
Yeah.
Let's see.
I have to figure out how I'm going to do this with work.
Thursday, yeah. No, wait. I think there is a game on Friday, no?
Yeah, it is Friday.
Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Oh, shit. And, of course, I start working on Wednesday. So that's going to suck. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. 4 days in a row.
Yeah. Who's playing on Saturday?
Man City, Lyon.
Oh. Yeah. I would really, really like to have seen Juventus versus Man City, though. That would have been a good game.
So, Brian, got a question for you.
What's your question, man?
I have a question for you, my guy. What should the viewers do to this video?
Well, they should definitely comment. They should definitely like it. And they should definitely subscribe.
Yes, sir. And Yazdansky, the Don, the big boss. What's our upload schedule looking like?
Wednesday at 6:30.
30, yes, sir. follow-up question. Where can they follow us on social media?
At Crossbar Podcast.
That's been episode 8.